Good afternoon, people. I have just finished mowing the lawns, not washing the van, not tidying up. I've mowed the lawns, one thing accomplished. And then I came in here to cool down a little bit, because it's a bit cooler inside than out at the moment. And I've had a little bit of a trial run with the new improved or altered parallel arm guide system gizmo. And here it is here. In fact, I'll just get rid of, put that up against there like that. That's our straight edge. It's just about 2.4 meters long, 8 foot long, just under. But that's what I anticipate having this or one similar to it attached to the top rail. There is no need for the second rail to join the whole thing together because we've got the accuracy, or we're depending upon the accuracy of the MFT style or MFT top, or the style of top for this particular point, because that's, after all, if it's not right here, it's not going to be right. So simple, demountable, very easy to put in place, put wherever you want, anywhere along the place, as it is with this, to be fair. So that's why I'm saying I don't know whether there's any advantage in having it like this. The one disadvantage is the link, or the connector piece here, the rail, is up off the surface. But that needn't be a problem. These would be fixed together, and that's how we would tune it with shims, as I've been doing with the smaller version. So that's good. And any threaded rod that I'd be using for the fine tuning and kind of locking into position can go underneath. So no, it's not a problem. A little block, smaller than this of course, could go in here or wherever, or here, wherever you want, thinner, and just the two holes. It could have the thread in it so that we could spin the threaded piece in and out to make the necessary fine tuning of the, where that's positioned. So good that you've got a straight edge like this. Well, it doesn't have to be permanently fixed there, but it wants to be readily able to be fixed there. Can be put on and off, so you don't have a big long length of aluminium or whatever in this position all the time when you demount it. Collapse it down to this position here, track saw running along here. I can reach in easy to do a 450, 500 wide cut, or whatever, 600. And yeah, nice, well supported sheet. This is nicely supporting itself. It can even be, jumped out a little bit further to make the capacity a bit more on that side. After all, 2 or 3 pins in this particular panel, they can be popped up, it moved over, and you've got a bit more capacity on that side, and not a difficult thing to do is the thing. I was thinking about how I could try and make the refinement of the links a bit more accurate, and I was thinking that if I got 2 pieces ready to be drilled, mark them, and then drill them together, I could then take the 2 surfaces that are touching and turn them face down, because they would be, in theory, the most reliably same. Sounds a bit bad in English words chosen there, but the accuracy is probably the greatest in that, if I turn them in that manner, because the 4 holes, the 2 touching, are kind of like fairly much the same. Turn them down, pin them. If the drill press was drilling 100% square, which it pretty much is at the moment, well, it was when I had the long auxiliary table on it, I'd actually tuned it in pretty darn good, then there shouldn't be a problem. But shouldn't be a problem in not a problem, and not necessarily the same thing when you get, yourself involved in just the human, real world issues that you may just hold your mouth differently on one hole than the other, and it comes out differently. Right, I was going to have a look at making a clamping jig affair for assembly of boxes like this. It's not necessary for these sorts of boxes or the assembly method, because I'll be using one of these. Just a simple, straightforward, very functional drilling jig where I've got the 3 holes, or other holes, that I can, well, these are actually alignment holes, that I can use for placement of the dowels or the screw. So something that's let's get a 150 wide piece. Ooh, things are falling. Oh well. We've got a 150 wide piece like we've got right here. If the drawer will have at least a 20mm gap or allocation, either for a solid bottom or 10mm up, then a groove about 7 or 8mm. So I'm going to allow 20mm, so I can bias the holes this way, and it comes very close to the alignment pin, so I just say that's fine. I put the alignment pin in there, dowel and a screw, because there'll be another bushing in there, and anything that needs holding will be achieved on the lower part will be achieved with the base itself, which will have dowels and screws in. So really not much into it, and as I call it, the IKEA method. And once those holes are drilled, that's it. You can't really do much more. And yeah, they just self-assemble. You don't really have to hold them or clamp them or anything, which is one of the reasons I like that very simple way of doing it. Having a groove in it for the base would complicate things just a wee bit, but I might do some just for the sheer heck of it. Got the sheet over there, might as well use it up, because it's a bit of a pain sitting there because I've got no other use for it. And I only bought it so I could get a panel out of it for a small job I was doing, so now that's sitting there not being used. Anyway, there we go. I like the option of having this sort of setup. Doesn't save space. Don't think it's really better. I could have that sitting, connecting it, and it be round the other way, the link's on top. I don't see that it's actually that much. It's not superior, put it that way. Not superior at all. But it's just another option. Yeah. Rightio, that's it. As I said in one of the other videos, I need to decide what size actually the drawers are going to be, and do some cutting. And that will be a little bit of a job. That might be held off until tomorrow. Yeah. No, that's what will happen. That's going to be a Sunday job, or a Monday job, or Tuesday. It's going to be a job. Rightio, that's it. I'll see you in the next one. Bye now.